started? Welcome. We're going to start this evening with a few proclamations and recognition by the Albany County Legislature. I'm Joanne Cunningham, the chair of the Legislature, and want to welcome all of you who are here in the room. We're going to start off with a proclamation that is very special to our team, our legislative staff team. This is a special moment for us as a staff, as a legislature, the majority staff, LBC, because tonight we are very excited to recognize one of our own, Tiana Hewitt, who is the executive assistant in the chair's office, in my office, who officially became a U.S. citizen in March. So a little bit about Tiana. Tiana was born in Jamaica and then immigrated to the United States by herself from the British Virgin Islands at the age of 17. After graduating from the University of Albany last year, summa cum laude, she is planning to pursue a law degree and is studying, we know, for her LSATs right now. Tiana is a talented singer, a passionate writer of poetry and spoken word, an avid lover of music and literature. Tiana Hewitt's life story is an inspiring testament to courage, resilience, academic excellence, creative spirit, and the fulfillment of the American dream. The other thing that's really interesting about Tiana is, first of all, when you walk into the chair's office, she's like a bright light, always smiling, always greeting folks, always noticing the little things when you enter into the office. She also has a collection of, I think I'll call them dried flowers instead of dead flowers, that she keeps. She is she's very committed to her flower collection. But we are so excited about your accomplishment. We're so excited to be recognizing you. We know that you have a couple of friends who are here who surprised you by traveling from Syracuse to come see you. When Tiana is recognized, we would invite you to come on up for pictures. But please join me in acknowledging Tiana Hewitt, wonderful accomplishment, a brand new U.S. citizen.
Hello. I have a few words to say. Thank you so much, Joanne, for that wonderful introduction. I'm going to try to keep it short, but I wrote down the things I wanted to say. First, I would like to say thank you sincerely for this proclamation. I'm typically on the other end, drafting and finalizing these, so to receive one myself was definitely surprising. I would like to say thank you to Joanne and Wanda for having faith in me and seeing my potential as an inexperienced student fresh from undergrad. I really appreciate that. Then I also wanted to say thank you to my colleagues at the Legislature for making my workday so enjoyable. Thank you to Caitlin for all your support, and Bria and Liam for being such strong pillars of friendship. I also want to say thank you to my wonderful boyfriend for supporting me through this process, driving me to every appointment, and even helping me with my application. And also thank you to my best friend Katie, who came from Syracuse and is here today. I was pleasantly surprised. Finally, as I close, and as I reflect on the intersections of my identity as a young professional, I would like to leave you all as legislators and the public with some food for thought. While I did this process on my own, by no means was it an easy one. I had to consult an immigration attorney, pay over $700, and detail almost every aspect about my personal life just to be considered eligible for citizenship. Not guaranteed, eligible. I would like us all to remember that in a time of rampant xenophobia, immigrants and children of immigrants are all around us, whether we visibly choose to present it to you or not. We are your teachers, your students, your doctors, your attorneys, and even your executive assistants. And while I did this process legally, I am not a poster child for immigration, nor am I a model minority or an alien. I am simply just a young woman pushed from her home country by extenuating circumstances and intent on being an active member of this society. The path to citizenship is highly complicated, and sometimes there is no guarantee that you will succeed at the end. And no, you don't get back your money. It's easy to be xenophobic when we purposely choose to forget that one of the most influential founding fathers of this country and one of the drafters of the Constitution, Alexander Hamilton, was an immigrant himself. Like me, he grew up on a small island in the Caribbean, moved to the Virgin Islands, and then moved alone to the United States when he was 15. Similarly, I moved from my small island of Jamaica, moved to the Virgin Islands, and then to this country alone when I was 17. I might not be as influential as someone who set the foundations for this great nation, but I would like you to remember that we are here, and we contribute significantly to the pillars that hold this country in place. I intend to use everything I learned in my role as an executive assistant to contribute to the betterment of Albany County and the United States as a nation, while simultaneously embracing my roots and connecting Caribbean and American culture. Thank you. Okay. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Great job. Great job, Thank you for making this work.
Okay, our next proclamation. Tonight, the Albany County Legislature is proud to recognize WTEN News 10 Chief Meteorologist. I'm sure everyone in this room has relied on him for many, many years for our weather reports, Steve Cafarizzo, on his recent retirement. First appearing on television in 1983 and over the next 4 decades, Steve has protected local residents with critical weather reports and forged a legacy as one of the most trusted names in Capital Region meteorology. Beyond that, his famed Pet Connection program has saved the lives of literally hundreds of animals and connected countless families to lifelong companions. Even though he is leaving the airways, Steve Cafarizzo will carry on his devotion to pets and animals in a variety of ways. If Steve and his family could come forward, we would love to recognize you with this proclamation.
When you think of news anchors, legendary news anchors, you think of Bernie Tatro and Ed Dave and Liz Bishop, and you think of meteorologists, you think of Steve Cafarizzo. He is the most popular and most trusted meteorologist in the history of the Albany TV world. There's no doubt about it, and he earned it because he's been there 35 years. You know, Steve, a few years back, you were nice enough to be on my radio show, and we talked about your passion for weather as an 8-year-old. And you kept that passion throughout, and you applied it to your career, but also your responsibility, because weather can be life and death, and that's something you've always held dear to as well. You also told me about your mother. At the end of the month, she didn't have a lot of money, but she put her coins together, and she said, I'm going to give this to the animal control system, the animal society. Every month she donated. She didn't know it then. That's when Pet Connection was born, when Steve was 10 years old back with his mom. And the thing, untold number of families have had 4-legged members, often inspired by your love of those animals. And you said this, you wanted to give them a second chance. You certainly have. The legislature proudly salutes you and wishes you and Lisa sunny skies ahead.
Thank you very much. I appreciate it. All right. A weatherman has to talk, right? First of all, thank you to the Albany County Legislature for what you guys do every day to make our county a better place to live. So I thank all of you. It's a big responsibility. I didn't know in 1989 when News 10 said, hey, let's take this guy from Western Mass. I apologize, I'm a Red Sox fan. But to give me a chance to work in Albany, New York, I did not know I would fall in love with this area. You never really know. I knew nobody here, zero. And what I found out very quickly is the people here are truly amazing. They were very generous to me in so many ways. People say, well, what's your success? Well, I'm a little bit better than 50% of the time accurate, number one. A little better than flipping a coin. But my success is because of people that watch me. And I've never forgotten that, even when I worked up in a small station in Bangor, Maine. It's not, you might think you're good, you might think you're working so hard, but ultimately it comes down to people watching you and liking you. And it's the viewers, it's the people of upstate New York that gave me the most amazing 35 and a half years here. And I will be forever thankful. I retired June 30th. I couldn't do this without my wife, Lisa. She's been by my side. Now I can shovel snow when there's a snowstorm and not be at work telling everybody how much snow it's going to fall. Hey, Lisa, you're going to get 14 inches up there. I'll see you tomorrow. And Pet Connection has evolved into something that's been absolutely amazing. I've been humbled by this community. We've been able to raise over $1.5 million. I think at last check, 30,000 pets have been adopted or helped adopted through Pet Connection. So thank you. So our goal, now we can be a team together, now that I have more time, is to do more fundraising, more adoption clinics, more awareness for animal neglect and abuse, and spread the word that we all need to get involved. And I end by saying thank you so much to the Albany County Legislature. Some of you were here back in 2011. Do you remember the legislation we had for the animal cruelty registry? At the time, nobody was doing it. I think there was maybe one county in Long Island. And you guys decided, hey, we should do that here in upstate New York. And I'll never forget that. I went to a couple of the meetings, and I think I was there the night you guys voted, which was wonderful. And you passed it in 2011, and 2012 it went into law. So you were way ahead of the game. Other counties have been doing it, trying to play catch up. Not every county does it, but you were one of the first. So thank you to Albany County. Thank you for all you've given me. Thank you for what you guys do every single day. I am honored to receive this, so thank you.
Our next proclamation. Tonight, the Albany County Legislature is proud to honor Jay Tyler, who is retiring as the Guilderland Emergency Medical Services Director after 21 years of service. Guilderland EMS serves the town of Guilderland, Village of Altamont, Town of Knox, parts of the SUNY Albany campus, and sections of the New York State Thruway. Beyond being a dedicated member of the Guilderland community for decades, Jay is also a proud member of the New York State Air National Guard, serving 2 tours overseas. In light of his retirement, Guilderland EMS Station 1 at 200 Center Drive in Albany will be renamed Tyler Station. We thank and recognize Mr. Tyler for his courageous service and wish him well in years to come. I invite all the legislators forward who would like to join us for the photo, and congratulations again.
Just want to say a little something about Jay from Guilderland. He's 21 years in EMS, started part-time, and he worked his way all the way up to the top, which is the American story. But also his Air Force service, he was in Operation Desert Storm, and also he was in Mogadishu, which, were pretty rough places. And he's the EMS 3 station, actually. He's named after Jay, during his walkout ceremony, announced that station from henceforth will be the Tyler Station, which is a fitting legacy for someone who has given so much to Guilderland, and a tribute to a great man. The legislature extends its highest regards to you and your wonderful family, Jay. Please stay in touch.
Just a few words, and I follow Steve Keckler as well. It's not going to be that good, but I thank Mark for nominating me. He's been to all of our events and our station, and I retired in January, so I asked my wife as we came down if he truly thought I deserved it, or he wanted to see me in the uniform again. So, but Guilderland, when I started, was an advanced life support first response agency. In 2018, we became an ambulance service and really integrated public safety, public health, and emergency medical services. We had the COVID. We were very active in direct pay legislation with the Assembly, the hospital wait times, and we got Agency of the Year because of that. But the proclamation really isn't about me. It's about all the people I work with and EMTs and paramedics out there. And I'd like to thank the town supervisor, Peter Barber, the town board, because without their support, none of this would have ever been able to happen. Guilderland EMS is now one of the benchmarks for New York State for emergency medical services. And I would like to thank my wife, Terry, and my family for all the long nights and the trying times that we went through. And to the first responders, I want to say thank you for your service and for all you do that we see you. Thank you.
County Legislature is very proud this evening to recognize the Eagle Point Elementary School co-ed basketball team. This team is comprised of 3rd, 4th, and 5th graders, and the team made school history this spring, going 14-0, winning its first ever City of Albany championship. Woo! We are very honored to commend their dedication, sportsmanship, teamwork, along with the pride and inspiration they brought to their school and the greater Albany community. I'd also like to highlight the coaches who are also here with us. We have coaches DeSona Welsh, Marcella Kleis Eichhorn, and Coach Arnold Sergic. And thank you for your strong leadership. We know it's not easy being a coach of the team this good, so appreciate all the hours and time and effort and energy we know that you also put into this. We invite all of the team members, the coaches, and any family members to come on up.
Good evening, everybody. My name is Marcella Kleis Eichhorn. I am one of the coaches, proud coaches of this beautiful team. I just want to acknowledge their hard work. They worked very hard. They are the best students someone can wish to have. Some of them, or most of them, are 5th graders, so they're leaving. Let's not talk about it because I'm already sad and like having tears about it. But it took a lot of determination, dedication, and love for the sport. I get choked up because in a world that we are struggling lately with education, these kids make it all for us. But without further ado, I do have to say that I could never do this without any of the parents that are here today. So I would really appreciate if we could give them a round of applause. We also had a very special parent, Kurt Morton, who helped, besides having one of his kids in the team, was a volunteer parent to help us. And I truly appreciate all of you. And kudos is all about them. It's not about us, and about the parents and our wonderful community at Eagle Point. So thank you so much.
Our final recognition this evening is to recognize a group of high school students. who have been sponsored in an organization that focuses on civic engagement and student participation in government. They are supported by the League of Women Voters. We want to call them out, recognize them, come on up and get your certifications. We also had a pizza party for you guys, so if additional folks came a little later, we invite you to partake in the pizza in the back room. But the certificates that highlight the students participating, CC April, did I say that right? Luhana Kieran and Ariana Costello.
Here we go.
Good evening, everyone. Welcome. I'm Joanne Cunningham. I'm the chair of the Albany County Legislature. The rules of the Albany County Legislature allow for a period of public comment before our monthly meetings. Our rules prohibit members of the public from questioning legislators and prohibit us from questioning you. This is your time to speak and our time to listen. In accordance with our rules of order, speakers will be allowed 3 minutes each. I ask everyone to please silence your cell phones. Clerk, please call the roll.
Alex.
Here.
Beston. Bergdorf. Clary.
Here.
Collins. Camiso. Conway. Cunningham.
Here.
Demolowitz. Drake. Efakoro. Ethier. Feeney. Fine. Gillespie. Grimm. Andrew Joyce. Ray Joyce. Kuhn. Lane. Larilliard. Lakakis. Lockhart. Muriello. Mayo. McLaughlin. Miller. Petto. Hurley. Plosky. Reedy. Reinhardt. Ricard. Robinson. Rosano. Simpson. Smith. Whalen. Willingham. 37 present.
Clerk, please read the first name of the first speaker.
Carol Wardeman.
going to be here Friday to say it.
Thank you very much.
You're welcome. Okay, first of all, a quick reparations update, reminding you that when the state decided to do this, you all know I regularly would be speaking about reparations here, I said I wasn't celebrating yet because I thought there were many ways for this to get messed up. I wasn't wrong, okay? So we were supposed to hear their recommendations in June, that's now. Then it was changed to July, and now it's going to be January of 2027. Okay. I'm primarily here to thank some people. And I want to start with Jeff Kuhn, who said something that the News from the Neighborhood, one of my very favorite publications that I religiously read every weekend, but that this was said before we became a police state, which is what I believe we are now. Okay, and the News from the Neighborhood quoted him as saying, "The Trump administration is deliberately and shamefully violating federal immigration law and unlawfully deporting U.S. citizens." Well, this particularly meant a lot to me because it's from a Republican. The other person that I wanted to thank, wait.
He's a Democrat.
Oh, okay. Oh, well, I take it back. We expect it's the other Jeff who's a Republican. Sorry about that. Oh, okay. But no insult was intended at all. So sorry. Okay. Great quote. The person I most wanted to thank, and yes, a Democrat, is, of course, Bill Clay, who you all know died and had been very ill for a very long time. And since he stopped coming here months ago, when I would come up here, I would always look first to his empty
30
chair.
seconds.
Oh, my God. Okay. Regarding his obituary, you're going to learn about all kinds of wonderful things that he did that I never knew because he never bragged. What I will remember most about him is his kindness. He was kind to everyone, and he was very kind to me as well. And when I would finish speaking and the forum was over, he would come up to me and tell me how much he liked what I said.
Time.
And I'm finishing now. When the state decided they would work on reparations, I was already at that door, ready, leaving. And he came after me. He followed me. He came after me, which is something we don't see very often around here. And he thanked me for what the state was doing. And I said, truthfully, I really didn't do anything about that. I was doing stuff about the county. And he said, no, yes, you did. You started the conversation. Well, I think that was very generous of him to say. But most of all, it was so kind. And I will miss him very, very much.
Thank you.
Thomas Ellis.
Good evening, everybody. Tom Ellis. I live on North Pine Ave in the city of Albany. I wish I could say I hope you're enjoying the weather. So I repeat my call to this legislature to enact a resolution calling upon the President of the United States to adhere to the rule of law, comply with court decisions, and respect the separation of powers and checks and balances that we have in our federal Constitution. Switching topics here. I assume you all saw the news article in the Times-Union concerning biosolids pollution in Albany County in New York State. It was on June 7th, 2 days ago. The Altamont Enterprise also reports on this issue. Biosolids are another word for sewage sludges. This issue of protecting the safety of our water supplies from dangerous substances such as PFAS, forever chemicals, E. coli bacteria, and many other hazards and poisons commonly found in sewage sludge is of the utmost importance. With Donald Trump in the White House and his gutting health and safety programs, we will have to be vigilant as a county. And unfortunately, the state of New York is more of a problem than a help here. For years, the Department of Environmental Conservation has supported the spreading of sewage sludge on farmlands in New York State. I think the state government doesn't know what to do with sewage sludge, partly because there's so much of it. But sewage sludge is way more dangerous today than it was when we were born, any of us, because there's more chemicals in it. And some of the chemicals are toxic at the micro level, at the nano level, and even at the pico level, at infinitesimally tiny amounts. Okay? For decades, the state governments, their solution has been, the solution to pollution is dilution. Just spread it out. But spreading it out as it becomes more toxic means that we're all going to get poisoned sooner or later. I think the direction that we need to go in, not just as a county, but as a state, in fact, as a species, we need to start detoxifying our economy. Thank you very much.
There are no more speakers, Chairwoman.
Is there anybody else in the chamber who wishes to speak? Come on up. Hi.
Sure. Hello, my name is Mike McGlynn. I'm from Waterville. I got to sign this. Thank you. Thank you for permitting me to express my concerns about our constitutional Bill of Rights, government public health and safety policies, and our neighbors' environmental health. As we know, municipal government operations include constitutional authority and responsibility to protect the health and well-being of our families and our neighbors. The 2022 Community Health Needs Assessment identifies chronic obstructive pulmonary diseases as a public health priority. The draft 2024 County Hazard Mitigation Plan assesses that extreme heat can worsen public health with ozone pollution. In Laudato Si', Pope Francis wrote, "Greater investment needs to be made in research aimed at an understanding more fully the functioning of ecosystems and adequately analyzing the different variables associated with any significant modification of the environment." Our democracy needs protection of our constitutional human rights for clean air and water resources through government constitutional environmental health policies. There are academic institutions in our state capable to research sustainable nanoscale environmental health engineering and develop the constitutional policy for the abatement of air and water pollution. Thank you.
Is there anyone else in the chamber who wishes to speak? Come on up.
Hello, I'm Dawn Balak. I was here last month because I'm here speaking for our elderly and our disabled in our nursing homes. And I had a whole thing written up. I'm not speaking from that. I'm speaking from my heart. There are things happening in our nursing homes that shouldn't be happening. It's constant, it's scary, and the gentleman who I am POA and healthcare proxy for, I moved him out of Albany County because of abuse, physical and mental. And it got to a point where he was so scared, he would call me all night long, because every time he tried to get help, they'd go in the room and tell him to shut up. I was on the phone a couple of times, and she did. He said he called for help. They didn't come in the room, and of the words that come out of this woman's mouth to this man, he doesn't deserve that, because this man worked for New York State 1 month short of 40 years. His wife, 25 years. And he said if I could only come and speak, you would hear an earful. He's ashamed of New York State, and he wanted me to say that, because I asked him, what do you want me to say? Right now, though, he's in a better place, a place where end of life should be like. He's comfortable, he's not scared, he's not shaken, he's not crapping his pants all the time and getting yelled at because he's so afraid. He ate Cheerios for the longest time. It was just a bad, bad experience. It's not getting any better, and I'm not going to shut up. I'm going to do something about this, because we can end up in a nursing home. I mean, I don't want to go in a nursing home, because what I've seen is not pretty. I got him out 11 months ago, and I'll just throw this in. I did try to call Dan McCoy, and I talked to his office, talked to Rick, and they were going to meet with me, but then they can't meet with me. They don't have time. Okay, I want you to put a face to somebody who is fighting for our elderly, who watch this every day. I can't even sleep half the time, but I know my guy is okay. But I still remember all the others in the nursing home. This is happening, and it's really scary, and I'm sad to say something's going to happen. And is that what it's going to take?
30 seconds.
So I thank you for listening to me. Watch his face, because I will be on the news. I'll go further. Thank you for listening to me.
Is there anyone else in the chamber who wishes to speak?
Good evening. As most of you know, I'm Patricia Sibilia with the League of Women Voters of Albany County. For the prior 2 months' meetings, I listened to public comment on concerns about the Albany County Jail, and with that, I attended an info session last Wednesday. What I heard there was heartfelt and surprising, and the number of respected nonprofits coming together on this topic was pretty strong. In order to better understand whether the incidents cited are one-off incidents or whether there is an ongoing problem, there needs to be much more transparency on the situation. I understand that Sheriff Apple no longer will communicate with these advocates on this topic. The League of Women Voters of Albany County calls upon him to explain why he has stopped speaking with these respected public advocates, and we should also let the facts speak for themselves and request the statistics on the number of incidents where inmates need medical attention, including the type of injuries and the need for emergency services. We are hoping he addresses this in next Wednesday's Community Roundtable on Public Safety that is being hosted by the Legislative Black Caucus. The League of Women Voters of Albany County would like to ascertain and address community concerns raised in the county jail, and to believe the county should proactively do so as well. The one lawsuit that is now pending against it is one too many. Thank you for listening.
Is there anyone else in the chamber who wishes to speak? Dr. McLaughlin?
Thank you, Madam Chair. Good evening, fellow legislators. I would like to respectfully respond to comments, if I may, regarding Shaker Place. As someone who spent a lot of time researching nursing homes throughout New York State, and particularly in the capital region, I did my dissertation on quality of life in nursing homes. And through a year's worth of research, I understand and I accept what you say about things that are happening in nursing homes in general. I'm very sorry to hear about the situation that you had with the person that you're caregiver for, but I will say that the leadership at Shaker Place and the staff at Shaker Place in general do a marvelous job. And I know whenever I have addressed issues, they've been responded to. And I've addressed the issue. You brought this issue to my attention. And I believe that the leadership there, Mr. Olson, takes every complaint seriously. And I will not let you rest either without getting some satisfaction to what you have put forward, because I too had an experience in nursing homes, and you can't unsee what you saw. You can't unfeel what you felt, and you can't not hear what you heard. So I commit to you as chair, along with the Elder Care Committee, and there are members of that committee in this room right now who take very seriously the work that's being done there. And we will follow up on what you have shared with us this evening. And I think that you will find that we will not tolerate any mistreatment of residents at Shaker Place here in Albany County. So I thank you for your comments, but I will have you to know, as of this night, when the public has heard, I'm looking at some of my committee members. I know how hard they work, how much they observe what's taking place at Shaker Place, and the Department of Aging for the county, how seriously we take this work. So I want you to know that we are committed to responding to what you have shared with us. Thank you so much.
Is there anyone else in the chamber who wishes to speak? The public forum is now closed. I'd like to call the meeting, our June 9th legislative meeting, to order. We will start with the Pledge of Allegiance. I will ask members of the chamber who are fathers or father figures, as well as anyone celebrating Pride Month, to lead us in the Pledge of Allegiance. Before we begin our business for the evening, I'd like to ask the chamber to join me in a moment of silence in recognition of former county legislator and LBC founding chairman Bill Clay, who passed away on June 5th, 2025 at the age of 91. Mr. Clay was a dedicated public servant who devoted many, many years to representing his constituents with integrity and compassion. Through his leadership on the county legislature and as chair of the LBC, Bill Clay championed initiatives that strengthened our communities and uplifted underserved communities. His commitment to public service left a lasting impact on our county and the lives of those he served. Please join me in a moment of silence. Thank you. I'd ask the clerk to please call the roll.
Alex.
Here.
Beston. Bergdorf. Clary. Collins. Camiso. Conway. Cunningham.
Here.
Demalowitz. Drake. Efakoro. Ethier. Feeney. Fine. Gillespie. Grimm. Andrew Joyce. Ray Joyce. Kuhn. Lane. LaBilliard. Lakakis. Lockhart. Moriello. Mayo. McLaughlin. Miller. Petto. Hurley. Flosky. Reedy. Reinhardt. Ricard. Robinson. Rosano. Simpson. Smith. Whalen. Willingham. 37 present.
Clerk, please read Resolution 208.
Authorizing the submission of grant applications by the various offices and departments of Albany County government without individual action by the Albany County Legislature.
All those in favor? Any opposed? Resolution passes. 209, and there's been an update to the language at your desk. Please read 209.
Public hearing on proposed local law number C for 2025, a local law of the County of Albany, New York, amending Chapter 270 of the Albany County Code regarding creating a real property tax exemption for construction of accessory dwelling units on existing residential parcels.
All those in favor of updated 209? Any opposed? Resolution passes. 210, there's also been an update to the language on this resolution, which is also at your desk. Please read 210.
Public hearing on proposed local law number D for 2025, a local law of the County of Albany, New York, authorizing appropriation of funds to the Albany County Convention Center.
All those in favor of the updated 210 signify by saying aye. Aye. Any opposed? Resolution. Mr. Kuhn, I have an abstention. Thank you. Anyone else? Abstention? Resolution passes. 211, please.
Authorizing an agreement with Industrial Furnace Company regarding preventive maintenance services for the Hearth sludge incinerators.
All those in favor? Aye. Any opposed? Resolution passes. 212, please.
Authorizing an agreement with Wind Construction Services regarding the County Route 2 over Fox Creek Bridge Replacement Project.
All those in favor? Aye. Any opposed? Resolution passes. 213.
Authorizing an agreement with the Capital Region Transportation Council regarding the active transportation technical assistance study in support of the Complete Streets study.
All those in favor? Aye. Any opposed? Resolution passes. 214.
Authorizing an agreement with the New York State Unified Court System regarding custodial services, repair services, and preventative maintenance for the Albany County Courthouse, the Judicial Center, and the Family Court facilities.
All those in favor? Aye. Any opposed? Resolution passes. 215.
Authorizing an agreement with AOW Construction regarding general contracting services for the Shaker Place Cafe Construction Project.
All those in favor? Aye. Any opposed? Resolution passes. 216.
Authorizing an agreement with Colette Mechanical regarding mechanical construction services for the Shaker Place Cafe Construction Project.
All those in favor? Aye. Any opposed? Resolution passes. 217.
Authorizing the acceptance of grant funding and an agreement regarding foster and adoptive parent recruitment activities and amending the 2025 Department for Children, Youth, and Families budget.
All those in favor? Aye. Any opposed? Resolution passes. 218.
Amending resolution number 727 for 2024 regarding providers of home establishment furnishings.
All those in favor? Any opposed? Resolution passes. 219.
Authorizing an agreement with the New York State Office of Temporary and Disability Assistance regarding the rental supplement program and amending the 2025 Department of Social Services budget.
All those in favor? Aye. Any opposed? Resolution passes. 220.
Amending the 2025 Public Defender's Office budget, salary adjustments.
All those in favor? Any opposed? Resolution passes. 221.
Amending the 2025 Sheriff's Office budget, emergency management performance grant.
All those in favor? Any opposed? Resolution passes. 222.
Amending the 2025 Sheriff's Office budget, 2023 Public Safety Answering Points Operations Grant.
All those in favor? Any opposed? Resolution passes. 223.
Authorizing the submission of a grant application to an agreement with the New York State Division of Homeland Security Emergency Services regarding the 2024-2025 Hazardous Materials Emergency Preparedness Grant Program and amending the 2025 Sheriff's Office budget.
All those in favor? Any opposed? Resolution passes. 224.
Amending Resolution Number 542 for 2022 regarding the Hazard Mitigation Grant Program.
All those in favor? Any opposed? Resolution passes. 225.
Approving a collective bargaining memorandum of agreement with the Department of Residential Health Care Facilities and 1199 SEIU RN unit at Shaker Place Rehabilitation and Nursing Center.
All those in favor? Any opposed? Resolution passes. 226.
Confirming the appointment of the assigned council administrator and authorizing a waiver to the residency requirement for Albany County.
All those in favor? Any opposed? Resolution passes. 227, please.
Confirming the appointment of members to the Albany County Airport Authority.
All those in favor? Any opposed? Let's do a long roll call, please.
Is that for 227?
Mr. Demolowitz?
Thank you, Mike Stevens. I've been even out to the airport. You drive out to the airport, go through the big arch, what do you see? State of New York seal. State of New York seal. You go up and see the building, I asked council to look into this one. You see on the building, State of New York seal. Nothing in Albany County. No Albany County seal anywhere. And I asked the council to reach out the board, CEO, to see why. Why not? Albany County still owns the airport. Albany County, we appoint the authority. I was on a board that created the authority. And so now you can drive out there, you wouldn't think Albany County had anything to do with it. It's an Albany County road that you drive on to get into the airport. So I'm supporting this, but I hope that they get back to you and let you know, the state of New York can have their seal all over the place. The least we can do is let the people know that, welcome to Albany County, the gateway to the northeast, but it's an Albany County airport. And we should at least have some sort of recognition for that. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Demolowitz. Long roll call, please.
Alex.
Yes.
Bergdorf.
No.
Clary.
Yes.
Collins.
Yes.
Camiso.
Yes.
Conway.
Yes.
Cunningham.
Yes.
Demolowitz.
Yes.
Drake.
Yes.
Efakoro.
Yes.
Ethier.
Yes.
Feeney.
Yes.
Fine.
Yes.
Calliope.
Yes.
Grimm.
No.
Andrew Joyce.
Yes.
Ray Joyce.
Yes.
Kuhn.
Yes.
Lane.
Yes.
LaRilliard.
Yes.
Lakakis.
Yes.
Lockhart.
Yes.
Mariello.
No.
Mayo.
No.
McLaughlin.
Yes.
Miller.
Aye.
Petto.
Yes.
Purley.
Yes.
Pulaski.
Yes.
Reedy.
Yes.
Ricard.
Aye.
Robinson. Rosano. Simpson. Smith. Whalen. Willingham. 33 yes.
Resolution passes. Please read 228.
Confirming the appointment of a member to the Albany Convention Center Authority.
All those in favor? Any opposed? Resolution passes. 229.
Adopting the Albany County Capital Program for 2026 through 2030.
Mr. Demolowitz?
Thank you, Madam Chairman. Those of you who are at the Finance Committee, from the person who's there from the exec's office, I asked them, what's the plan with St. Rose? What are we gonna do with St. Rose? We're moving department heads up there. You drive down Western Avenue right now, you find 5 or 6 banners with department heads on there. In the capital plan, we're gonna move, or we're gonna buy a building, or 2 buildings, or 3 buildings. It should be in the capital plan right now. We've been talking about this for 6 months, 7 months, and, I'm just thinking what we're gonna do, that'll be a debate for another day, but it should at least be in the capital plan, as we're voting on a capital plan tonight, to get an idea what the future, of what we're gonna do within Albany County with those buildings. Obviously, we have no say on where we move the department heads to, but we do have a say on whether or not we're gonna buy the building or not, and what's gonna happen to 112. Because now I'm seeing an executive office got a sign up there, law's got a sign up there, probation had a sign up there. And we're sitting here in the dark. What's going on? If we're gonna have a plan, if we're gonna have a capital plan, we should know what the plan is for the buildings of Albany County for the next 5 years, next 3 years. But especially now, because the planning is going on now, and obviously there's a lot more going on that we don't know about with these buildings. And I'll support the plan, but I think it's an incomplete plan, because it really doesn't give the picture of what Albany County's future is going to look. Thank you.
Mr. Bergdorf?
Thank you, Gary, for sharing that. A number of years ago, in the Wayback Machine, when I was chair of the Public Works Committee, we put together a resolution calling for an actual update to the capital plan with hiring an engineer to go through and doing life and safety assessments, prioritizing those changes, program changes in any new buildings. And yes, everybody said they were going to do it, and I'm not sure that it has ever taken place. At the time, I did that with the help of our departed esteemed member from the city of Albany, who had done numerous updated capital plans for the parking authority and actually understood how to put together a long-range capital plan. So I agree with your sentiment. I'm going to support this as well. But it is a deficiency with us, with several hundred buildings across the county, and not knowing where we're going, what we're doing, or how much we're going to spend, other than a best estimate by the folks involved. Thank you very much.
All those in favor? Any opposed? Resolution passes. 230.
Authorizing an agreement with Hawkins, Delafield, and Wood regarding bond counsel services.
All those in favor? Any opposed? Resolution passes. 231.
Authorizing an agreement with Affordable Housing Partnership regarding the Albany County First Time Home Buyer Navigator Program.
All those in favor? Any opposed? Resolution passes. 232.
Amending the 2025 Department of Parks and Recreation budget, administrative adjustments.
All those in favor? Any opposed? Resolution passes. 233.
Authorize cancellation of certain unenforceable delinquent real property tax liens on properties owned by the Albany County Land Bank within the county and charge back of the amounts credited in connection with said liens.
All those in favor? Any opposed? Resolution passes. 234,
Authorizing cancellation of a certain unenforceable delinquent real property tax lien on 360 Whitehall Road in the city of Albany and charge back of the amount credited in connection with said lien.
all those in favor? Any opposed? Resolution passes. 235,
Authorizing cancellation of certain unenforceable delinquent real property tax liens on properties owned by the United States located within the county and charge back of the amounts credited in connection with said liens.
all those in favor? Any opposed? Resolution passes. 236,
Authorizing cancellation of certain unenforceable delinquent real property tax liens on properties owned by the state of New York located within the county and charge back of the amounts credited in connection with said liens.
all those in favor? Any opposed? Resolution passes. 237,
Authorizing the distribution of mortgage taxes for the period October 1, 2024 through March 31, 2025.
all those in favor? Any opposed? Resolution passes. 238,
Amending the 2025 Department of Mental Health budget, Hospitality House.
all those in favor? Any opposed? Resolution passes. 239,
Authorizing an agreement with the Albany City Police Department regarding a street psychiatry pilot program and amending the 2025 Department of Mental Health budget.
all those in favor? Any opposed? Resolution passes. 240,
Authorizing an agreement with Cornell Cooperative Extension for lead abatement training.
all those in favor? Any opposed? Resolution passes. 241,
Amending Resolution Number 252 for 2022 regarding the rabies grant program.
all those in favor? Any opposed? Resolution passes. 242,
Amending the 2025 Albany County budget, regional expansion of Albany County Health Care Cooperative.
all those in favor? Any opposed? Resolution passes. 243, which we have new language at your desk. Please read 243.
Amending Resolution Number 164 for 1993 regarding the defense and indemnification of county officers and employees.
All those in favor? Any opposed? Resolution passes. 244, please.
Requesting the New York State Legislature to enact Assembly Bill Number 8114A, Senate Bill Number 7525A, to continue a mortgage recording tax in Albany County.
Long roll call, please.
Alex.
Yes.
Bergdorf.
Yes.
Clary.
Yes.
Collins.
No.
Camisso.
Yes.
Conway.
Yes.
Cunningham.
Yes.
Demolowitz.
Yes.
Drake.
No.
Epicoro.
Yes.
Ethier.
Yes.
Feeney.
Yes.
Fine.
Yes.
Gillespie.
Yes.
Grimm.
No.
Andrew Joyce.
Yes.
Ray Joyce.
Yes.
Kuhn.
Yes.
Lane.
Yes.
LaRilliard.
Yes.
Lakakis.
Yes.
Lockhart.
Yes.
Murriello.
No.
Mayo.
Yes.
McLaughlin.
Yes.
Miller.
Aye.
Petto.
Yes.
Hurley.
No.
Pulaski.
Yes.
Reedy.
Yes.
Ricard.
Aye.
Robinson.
Yes.
Rosano.
Yes.
Simpson.
Yes.
Smith.
No.
Whalen.
Yes.
Willingham. 31 yes. 6 no.
Thank you. Resolution passes. 245, please.
Public hearing on proposed local law number E for 2025, a local law of the County of Albany, New York, imposing an additional 1% rate of tax on sales and uses of tangible personal property and of certain services and on occupancy of hotel rooms and amusement charges pursuant to Article 29 of the tax law of the state of New York.
We're referring this to audit and the law committees. 246, please.
Public hearing on proposed local law number F for 2025, a local law of the County of Albany, New York, enacting a mortgage recording tax pursuant to Section 253P of the tax law of the state of New York.
We are also referring this to the law committee and the audit and finance committee. 247, please.
Appointment of a member to the Albany County Planning Board.
All those in favor? Any opposed? Resolution passes. 248, please.
Public hearing on proposed local law number Q for 2024, a local law of the County of Albany, New York, creating chapter of the Albany County Code regarding the creation of the Albany County Office of Assigned Counsel.
We're referring this to the law committee. 249, please.
Resolution of the County of Albany, New York, authorizing the execution of an administrative services funding agreement by and between the county and the Albany Convention Center Authority.
We're referring this to the law committee and the audit and finance committee. 250, please.
Resolution of the County of Albany, New York, authorizing execution of a reserve fund replenishment agreement by and between the county and the Albany Convention Center Authority.
Also referring this to the law committee and the audit and finance committee. Local laws, please read local law E for 2025.
A local law of the County of Albany, New York, imposing an additional 1% rate of tax on sales and uses of tangible personal property and of certain services and on occupancy of hotel rooms and amusement charges pursuant to Article 29 of the tax law of the state of New York.
We're referring this to the law committee and the audit and finance committee. Please read local law F.
A local law of the County of Albany, New York, enacting a mortgage recording tax pursuant to Section 253P of the tax law of the state of New York.
Referring this to the law committee and the audit and finance committee. Before we adjourn, we're going to have to go back to resolution 209. This had a language change at your desk. We actually have to seek an amendment, a motion to amend it to reflect the language at your desk. I have a motion by Mr. Kuhn, second by Mr. Demolowitz. All in favor of amending the language signify by saying aye. Aye. Any opposed? The amended language is accepted. Now we vote on resolution 209. All those in favor? Aye. Any opposed? Resolution 209 passes. We're going to do the same thing for 210 because of also the language change. Can I ask for a motion to change the language? Mr. Feeney, seconded by Mr. Ricard. All those in favor of the amended language signify by saying aye. Aye. Any opposed? The amended language is accepted. All those in favor of the amended language, resolution number 210, signify by saying aye. Aye. Any opposed? Resolution passes. Can I have a motion to adjourn? Mr. Demolowitz, second by Mr. Kuhn. We are adjourned.